Yo, what is up everyone? Loyalty Ski reacts back with another video. Yes, I did change my name back to Loyalty Ski. I changed it to, it was Game Bunny Reacts, and then I changed it to Loyalty Ski, and then I changed it back to Game Bunny, and now I'm changing it back to that. I know. It's because I'm creating a second channel for the future called Loyalty Ski Vlogs. I want to do vlogs also. And that's why I named it, so that way it can, you know what I mean. One, like, Loyalty Ski Vlogs, and then Loyalty Ski Reacts, so that way it's not, like, two separate channel names, you know. But, and also, if I look forward, if it looks like I'm not looking at the camera, I am. My monitor broke, and I put it on, so I'm using my TV, and my TV's pretty big, and it's on top of a hill. So, like, I'm looking at the camera, but it looks like I'm not looking at the camera, if that makes sense. You just deal with it for this video until I can get me another monitor, please. Today, we're watching this video I saw that I wanted to check out called Why Old SpongeBob Would Hate Modern SpongeBob. And I thought it would be interesting because I grew up watching SpongeBob. I don't watch it now is because new SpongeBob feels a lot more childish, while older SpongeBob was kind of meant for kids and adults. It kind of lost its charm after Steven Hillenburg died. Anyway, I'm going to stop yapping and get into the video. Let me adjust it a little bit. There we go. Let's get into it.
SpongeBob is probably the most friendly character on TV, and it seems like he has absolutely no enemies. Well, except
besides
for himself. More specifically, his newer, more annoying self. So in this video...
Did you guys see that new SpongeBob movie? Not the Sponge Out of Water back from like 20... They literally made one, like, what is up with them making... I knew they made like a Plankton movie, a Sandy Cheeks movie. Like... Why do we need these movies? Why do we need a Sandy Cheeks movie? What?
We're gonna look at why classic SpongeBob would absolutely despise modern SpongeBob, starting off by seeing what things actually make classic SpongeBob mad. Now, seeing SpongeBob angry is probably rarer than you going outside, but there are a few times where we can see classic SpongeBob get extremely mad, and we're gonna use those to build a profile for him. Starting in the Season 1 episode, Pickles, where a longtime rival of
Bubble Bath. You forget the pickles! Dude. Yeah.
SpongeBob shows up to the Krusty Krab, Bubble Bass.
I hear talk you're kind of picky.
I heard someone actually, that, like, sorry for pausing already, but I heard that someone actually created that scene where, like, Bubble Bass is telling Squidward, like, what was it, like, that crazy order he said, and he said that, like, we serve here, food here, so... Like, I heard that someone actually created that exact same thing. Like, everything he said in the order, someone created it. Which is insane.
And SpongeBob has a good reason for not liking him, because Bubble Bass gaslights SpongeBob and says that he forgot pickles on his Krabby Patty.
He looks like
this causes SpongeBob
person that
to
eats
spiral and destroy his own life, thinking he actually forgot how to make a Krabby Patty. But at the end of this episode, after all of the self-doubt and PTSD that SpongeBob went through, it's
I remember
that.
He went
lied the
insane
whole
because
time,
he couldn't remember
and
how
he
to,
was just hiding the pickles under his tongue.
Wait a minute! Look, he's been hiding the pickles under his tongue the whole time.
This makes the other restaurant goers shame Bubble Bass and
disgusting.
praise SpongeBob. A lot of people think that SpongeBob was mad at Bubble Bass the entire episode, and while he certainly was angry when he found out that Bubble Bass was lying, throughout the episode, we can see that SpongeBob was more angry with himself. This is because he takes a lot of pride in working at the Krusty Krab, so when he fails at his job, it mortifies him. Therefore, we can see that classic SpongeBob gets mad when people lie and when he doesn't succeed at his job, which we will see later in this video is very different from modern SpongeBob.
I actually haven't seen modern
different.
SpongeBob. I stopped watching SpongeBob at like after it finished like season 8. Like, that's the most I watched. Like, if I rewatched the SpongeBob episode, it has to be before season 9. Like season 8, I think that was like it kind of still was leaning to like the new SpongeBob, but it still had the old SpongeBob charm. But after season 8, yeah, it was horrible.
Prime example of classic SpongeBob getting mad in the season 3 episode.
Some people would probably have it
Spare
different,
Dime. This episode follows SpongeBob taking care of Squidward after he gets fired from the Krusty Krab for supposedly stealing a dime. SpongeBob eventually gets fed up with Squidward being unappreciative and mooching off of him, so he tries subtly telling him to get a job.
Yeah, I remember this episode.
But
well, he thought he stole the dime. Yeah. Dude, he was fucking angry as shit. Which who wouldn't?
That doesn't work. So he lets Squidward know what he wants, but that still doesn't work, which causes SpongeBob to explode, shoving Squidward's bed so hard that it bursts through his house and into the Krusty Krab, where SpongeBob goes off on Mr. Krabs about how petty he's being. This freakout is so iconic that in the SpongeBob Angriest Moments compilation by Nickelodeon, this is the first clip that plays. This episode shows that SpongeBob hates people who are mooches, petty, and don't appreciate his help, which is exactly what modern SpongeBob starts to become in these later seasons. But we get to see more of classic SpongeBob's personality in the episode Dying for Pie.
Is that the one where, like, they think that he's gonna explode or something, and they have, like, that brick wall between Squidward and him? Is that the episode?
In this episode, Squidward gave SpongeBob a pie with a bomb in it, which he supposedly eats. Squidward, feeling really bad, tries giving SpongeBob the greatest day ever. After they do a whole
Dude, this scene shows that Squidward cares about him to a certain degree.
And this makes him feel guilty. Squidward keeps waiting for the bomb to blow up inside of him, starting to get a little emotional, which is rare for Squidward. But after a while, it looks like it won't. This is when Squidward angrily asks SpongeBob,
I remember. You were supposed to explode.
Why he won't explode, which SpongeBob misinterprets what he's saying, and explodes in anger at Gary, saying,
Gary! You are gonna finish your dessert, and you are gonna like it!
Although this is SpongeBob getting intentionally mad, it does show that he has a lot of pent-up rage towards whenever Gary doesn't listen to him. Therefore, we can say that SpongeBob gets very angry when people don't listen.
What is you guys' favorite SpongeBob episode out of the entire series? What's your guys' favorite? My favorite, I don't know what season it is, but my favorite SpongeBob episode is the one where, like, Mr. Krabs builds the hotel. I can't remember, I think it was called Krusty Towers. I don't know what season it's on, but that's my favorite. That one, and then, like, from, like, an older SpongeBob episode, mine would probably be the one where, like, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward is on the Flying Dutchman's ship. The one where, like, they get one wish, that one.
Into him. And the point about listening is exacerbated in the episode I Was a Teenage Gary. This episode is one of the rare times where the fan base thinks that Squidward was the worst part of the episode.
No, this isn't the episode I thought it was.
SpongeBob gives Gary to Squidward in order to take care of him, while SpongeBob goes to the jellyfish farm. And
I remember seeing this and I felt bad for Gary.
This leaves Gary in a really rough state, and SpongeBob gets upset, further reinforcing the idea that he doesn't like it when people don't listen to him. The final one, we're gonna look.
And then the whole time, Gary just needed water. They brought in a vet, but, like, the whole time, all he needed was water.
To really find all of classic SpongeBob's triggers is in the episode Rock Bottom. In this episode, SpongeBob needs to catch a bus to head home from Glove World. He tries cutting to the front of the line,
always creeped
for
me
some
out
reason, all the fish in the line.
This episode in particular, I don't know what it was. This episode creeped me out as a kid. Like, I literally could not watch this episode for the longest time because of how much it creeped me out.
And are horrifying. So he just goes to the back of the line. 329th in line.
And then it breaks. And then it breaks and pops
worse by how the guy
more.
in front of him laid an egg with 3 kids inside, making him 332nd in line. SpongeBob's patience has ran out, and he absolutely crashes out. But nobody cares. This shows that although classic SpongeBob is a very patient guy, he has limits. So any repeated annoyances would probably get under his skin. This is the biggest differentiator between modern and classic SpongeBob. Classic SpongeBob, while being funny,
look at the animation. It looks too cartoonish. That's why I don't like newer SpongeBob. Is like, even older SpongeBob, yes, it's a cartoon, I know that, but like old SpongeBob had like like it. I liked how it went more for adults and kids. Like even if you was an adult, you could still enjoy it. If you tried doing that with newer SpongeBob, you couldn't do it. I think it's only designed for kids. It doesn't have like the adult charm to it anymore.
And slightly overbearing does have limits, whereas modern SpongeBob doesn't care, and thinks the more annoying, the more funny. It's one of the biggest complaints that people have over modern SpongeBob. Now, we've established that classic SpongeBob hates liars, people who don't listen to him, people who don't appreciate him, failing at his job, and generally, when people go too far by doing something like repeatedly annoying and mooching off of him. So now that we know all of his personality traits and boundaries, let's look at some times where modern SpongeBob fits into all of these categories that would annoy classic SpongeBob. And since a lot of fans think that modern SpongeBob starts around season 5, let's start there. Season 5.
My question is, why did they make him so yellow? Like if you look at older SpongeBob, I guess it was because it's like updated. Like SpongeBob came out in 1999, so of course it's not gonna look like now. But like he looks too yellow now compared to it.
Episode 14, To Love a Patty, is one of the most infamous episodes
of SpongeBob. Not this episode. I thought this episode was creepy and gross, especially for like those close-up shots.
Tons of gross out shots. This has to be one of the most egregiously annoying appearances SpongeBob has ever had.
I didn't like this
episode. This is not
episode.
only because he falls in love with a literal Krabby Patty, but he also shoves his love for this inanimate object in everyone's face, which causes his life to spiral out of control. His friends abandon him because of how disgusting the Krabby Patty was getting, which was so bad that he scared off the customers of the Krusty Krab. This would not only get under classic SpongeBob's nerves, but as seen in the Pickles episode, SpongeBob gets really tilted when he doesn't do his job right, which is exactly what he's doing in this episode as he scares off the customers. Jumping ahead to season 13, our next episode is A Plain to Sea. In this episode, Squidward tries to escape from the nightmare that is his day-to-day life by going on vacation.
Didn't they already do an episode like that though? In the past, like where he went out on vacation? Didn't they already do an episode like that? And like older SpongeBob?
But SpongeBob and Patrick need to be with Squidward 24/7, so they do everything they can to stop the flight. This would enrage classic SpongeBob, not only because he loves Squidward, but also seeing someone try to stop his vacation would make him mad. Another reason though is because Squidward makes it clear multiple times that this is just a vacation and that he's coming back, but modern SpongeBob doesn't pick up on that. And as we've already established, classic SpongeBob really doesn't like when people don't listen. But now, let's fall down to the deepest pits of hell.
And what is up with newer SpongeBob? Like, torturing Squidward to a certain degree. Because, like, you see, like, in the older SpongeBob, anytime something bad happened to Squidward, it was for a good reason. Like, either he was being mean or acting sarcastic. But now, it's like if SpongeBob asks him to hang out and he says no, a building falls on him. Like, dude, just by saying no to something, he gets a building or something bad happens to him. I feel for Squidward. He has to live next to two idiots, and then just anything every single day he gets like a building crushed on him.
Moving our way into season 6. This is when SpongeBob, both the show and the character, completely fell off. And this is shown in the episode Boating Buddies. You might have been noticing a pattern that a lot of SpongeBob's bad behavior comes from.
I actually like this episode. There's a scene where like they're sitting next to each other. SpongeBob's like just looking at him. Just looking at him doing that noise. It's weird. But it's also kind of funny, though, in a way.
His interactions with Squidward, and this episode is no different. He literally treats Squidward so badly that he tries to pay him to leave, which doesn't work, because he already paid him the day before to leave him alone. Eventually, Squidward gets so mad that he drives away and runs to a stop sign, which causes his boating license to get revoked. And so, he needs to go to boating school, or none other.
See this scene right here. Like, look at the way he's looking at him. Look at the close shot of it.
In SpongeBob show.
Like, if I saw someone looking at me like that, doing like, Like, I would be like, get the hell away from me.
Goes up. SpongeBob then accidentally gets Squidward beaten up twice and put in a full body cast, which
Dude,
meant
my man
he failed the
Squidward going
final
through it.
test. This further emphasizes the annoyance of modern SpongeBob, that not only was numbing to the brain, but actually got someone hurt, which classic SpongeBob would not be happy with. The final episode we'll look at to prove this is in Man Ray Returns. In this episode, we get to see a side of SpongeBob that is very unusual, and that's his cruelty. Yes, you heard me right. SpongeBob is actually quite cruel in this episode to Man Ray, who just wants to enjoy his vacation.
I have never seen Man Ray without his, like, full bodysuit. I really wonder what he looks like without the mask. I didn't even know they showed a scene without, like, the full outfit. I didn't even know they showed a scene.
Crime-free, but SpongeBob makes his life an absolute nightmare out of pure unjustified rage towards him. This goes against the main value of not just classic SpongeBob, but all of SpongeBob, his loving and caring personality. So in this situation, modern SpongeBob would 100% catch the full wrath of classic SpongeBob. So in conclusion, SpongeBob's character fall off has become
Like,
so
look at that face.
drastic that the character we once knew in season 1 would hate what he has become in the later seasons. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.
Okay, that ended abruptly. That was why old SpongeBob would hate modern SpongeBob. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and comment down what's your favorite SpongeBob episode to let me know you watched the video. Yeah. Love you guys. Stay safe.